Hello, neighbor. Got some fun stuff for us today. Have you guys ever had a chance to do something over? Maybe do it better the second time? We're going to talk a little bit about that today. It's funny how when you're on a team, you get to practice, do things over, and then when you go in the game, you're an expert. But at school, we don't always get to practice and do things over. Today, we're going to talk about formative assessment and how you guys have the opportunity to do things over and make sure you get your top score. I brought in our grade book, and it's not looking as good as it could. You guys have some good scores, but why not have better scores? Here's a quick look at my problem. You guys will see this is a portion of my grade book. I blocked out people's names, and you can see these assignments for the year. So far, these green assignments, if you guys will look, they say formative assessment. Formative assessment. It's under the category formative assessment. This one's 10, 20, 10. And so far, out of all of these assessments, I have a lot of comments on here, but these comments are almost all attached to a missing assignment. That means they were probably absent. This right here, if I clicked on it, it would show you that this was reassessed, and they brought it up from an 8 to a 10. I can't click on it because it shows their name, but everybody here should have a 10 out of 10, everybody here should have a 20 out of 20, and everybody here should have a 10 out of 10. And I've only had one student take advantage of the reassessment. So what I need to do is find a way to develop practices or encouragement techniques that will get my students to reassess their assignments. In the past, I've done two things to address this reassessment problem. First of all, I decided what was formative assignments, and my formative assignments fall anywhere under the lower end of level 3 and level 1 of Bloom taxonomy. So anything that I want them to memorize or basic understanding or even apply for the first couple of times, they are most definitely formative. Now these level 3 things, we usually have a process to where if we're doing a summative assessment, there is a formative component to it. So right now I'm really concentrating on trying to get students to improve their reassessment of level 1 and level 2 assignments. The second thing I've done in the past is to make sure that students understand my grading policies. This document is available on my class website. It's also sent home to parents. And so it basically goes over absent work, late work, but more importantly it discusses formative. And it does encourage them to reassess anything that's formative that they have attempted in doing as well. At the beginning of this clip I showed you guys a couple different shots of our school so you guys will get a feel for what our building looks like. It's fairly new, it's well taken care of, so it's a safe place for kids to be, and it's a nice campus. I did want to show you guys a couple of statistics about it real quick. Here we have our ethnic breakdown, and it looks like it's about 2/3 white and 1/3 Hispanic or Latino. Our breakdown for our free and reduced lunch looks like we have about 28.2% who qualify for that. While looking into my research, I ran into a couple hiccups right off the bat. When I type in reassessment into my search engine, I found that reassessment has to do with like how we do things in the classroom. Very little of it has to do with students. So I thought that I might try work completion. Okay, and with work completion, I got a little bit more stuff, but once again, this was way off task, so I just modified it real quick to student work completion. And I got a lot of helpful answers. Now, while cruising through these, what was really funny is I realized that a significant part of this process might actually lean more into parent communication. So as I'm searching student work completion, I am also going to have to maybe look into some ways to talk with parents and beyond the note that I sent home, and find ways to keep them in the loop, because maybe together we might be able to implement some of these solutions to where we have some success this semester.